I think when it comes down to speculation as well, I think it's a reflection of the wider economy and the state of the world. I think, and this might be me looking a bit too deep into it, but you look at, like, for example, even in America, I know it's not the entire world, but it's a great example. Unemployment isn't actually too bad in America, but you look at youth unemployment. Youth unemployment is at the highest it's been in 40, 50 years. It's at 12% now. Or I don't know if the word's youth, but it's like under the age of 25. And I think people are desperate now. Like, generally speaking, the global economy is on, I don't want to say a downtrend, but things are getting tougher. People are scared that AI is going to take their jobs. There's going to be nothing there. Like going to university doesn't guarantee you a job anymore. Ultimately, there's less opportunity for the average person, and that's why they turn to meme coins, to gambling. Lottery usage is up in a lot of places. And I think even in traditional markets, you look at things like Tesla, for example, even at something that is fundamentally quite strong, like Palantir. Palantir is fundamentally a great business. It is extremely overvalued because people are guessing. You look at the AI industry and how AI businesses are overvalued, and sort of how they're cheating the system, if you will. I mean, XAI recently is doing I don't remember the exact amount, like they're doing a raise in the billions, but they're doing it into an SPV. And that SPV will basically purchase the graphics cards on their behalf and leash them to XAI. So all of those purchases aren't showing up on the revenue statements. So it looks like they're making far more money than they do. And I think speculation is now just a representation of where the world is and the lack of hope people have for the future.
Interesting thing. Yeah. Do you think that's also why prediction markets like Polymarket are taking off as well? I mean, we've seen a big spike in Polymarket's volume. I think about like a year or half a year ago, up to 1 billion in a week. Right now, we're at like 580 million on a weekly basis that's being gambled both in sport markets, etc. It's probably nothing compared to like the whole gambling industry in terms of sport betting, etc. But also platforms like Limitless, they raised quite a lot on Kaito, taking off as well, volumes increasing. Do you think that is partly paired to where we are in the market, and speculation is just everything that matters in crypto?
Let's start off with prediction markets. Yes, I 100% think that's why prediction markets are on the rise, and it's the same for traditional gambling. It's the same for lottery tickets. However you want to look at gambling as a notion in general. Do I think speculation is the only thing that matters in crypto? No, I think speculation matters to a certain degree. You need to account for it as a business or project, but I think the best projects do still have fundamentals. Again, Bitcoin, you might not agree with the fundamentals, but there is fundamental logic behind it. Hyperliquid, one of the best performers, it has fundamental logic behind it. But they do all play on the speculation side, whether intentionally or unintentionally. But I do think, all in all, yeah, it's just a matter of where the world is and how people feel, why there's so much speculation across all markets. I do believe that. And I think it is a telling time.
What are you guys doing in order to, like, let's say the scenario plays out where for the time being we'll have slightly lower launches and tokens and projects being there? How are you guys positioning yourself to kind of tackle that and adapt that to that?
So from the perspective of Simplicity Group, it is quite hard because, again, we're originally a tokenomics firm. We've expanded to advisory. But I think ultimately in life, especially in crypto, which is a very volatile industry, you need to hedge your bets. So one thing is we've started to do more events. We've noticed that we didn't start doing events to make money, but we noticed there was interest there. So again, we're pursuing that, because even if Web3 does collapse, events is a transferable skill into Web2. Then it's just about actually having the right investments. If you are investing, you shouldn't be purely investing into Web3. You should be diversified and should have ideally yield coming in from other places, whether that's property, whether that's dividends, whether that's whatever it may be, whether it's a local laundromat business. It's always good to have revenue coming in from other streams. And then ultimately, as a business, I think one of the biggest problems in crypto is people waste far too much money. You look at some of the parties being thrown during conferences, going back to events, there are people spending hundreds of thousands on a party that really and truly brings no value. People aren't going to these parties to remember your brand. Very rarely they do remember your brand. It is more so a reason for people to get free alcohol and party, especially at these club nights, in my opinion. So I think it's just about being smart, having a treasury for however long you may need, however long you think the bear market will be, maybe 1, maybe 2 years, and then just ensuring you're diversified.